Hello YouTube, today I'm going to be taking a look at Bobby's World on the Super NES. I was sort of going through my ROMs folder here, and I thought this was going to be a crappy game the way a lot of licensed titles are, but I was pleasantly surprised. This one is actually pretty compelling. Let us take a look at that together. So right away that you can see that the graphics are really bright and fairly detailed. This was released in 1994. Definitely looks more advanced than some of the first generation games. It is a platformer. You can go around collecting sweets and you're throwing whatever that is. They're like little orbs. You can also use your stuffed spider as a shield, and you can jump. The music in this game is really impressive. The space music in this one is really cool. It's got some bass going on. It almost reminds me of the DuckTales space level. It's really good. Unfortunately, I muted it for the usual reasons involving copyright. This is a little bit challenging. I'm just running around trying to avoid these little aliens here and collecting sweets. I don't know what the hell that thing was. I'm guessing it's an asteroid or something. Looks kind of like a meatball with legs. But yeah, this is a pretty tight action platformer game. It's the end of the first act or stage, if you like. Here we get a little change in scenery. It's nice having multiple tiers of background and foreground, but I don't like when something is blocked from your view. When I went through that tunnel there, I wasn't able to see the aliens that were shooting at me. That kind of sucked. But that's a minor transgression, and I can forgive that. I did actually watch Bobby's World when I was growing up. I remember that was sort of Howie Mandel's baby. I think he did a lot of the voices in that show, and he also did like a live-action intro segment at the beginning. It was kind of cool. It was kind of Calvin and Hobbes-esque in a way. It was about this boy with a really active imagination. And he sort of imagined himself in all these really fantastic scenarios. I feel like today they would give a kid like that medication or something, sadly. This is pretty cool here. This is sort of a shoot 'em up, but it's not scrolling. You can actually go back and turn around. I love that. There are not too many shoot 'em up games that let you do that. I like that there's no pressure. Ooh. I like that the enemies are all kind of cute, kind of cartoony looking. It matches the feel of the show very much. This segment here controls pretty well, and it does add some variety to the gameplay. Now this is the boss here, and this is very simplistic. It's a giant amoeba, and you basically just stay up in the corner here to avoid it. And all it does is bounce up and down, and if you stay in that little safe zone, you won't get hurt. I have to admit, that's a little bit sloppy on the programmer's part. You know, not very advanced, not very challenging. I myself was able to create something similar to this using a program called Game Salad. I think I mentioned in a previous video once that I made a shoot 'em up at one point. Maybe someday I'll show that. Game Salad is a really easy to use program. You don't have to be a coder to use it. So this game uses passwords. And that's pretty cool. I like not having to start at the very beginning every time. Here we have a little slideshow cutscene. I guess the premise of this game is that Bobby has to clean his room. Since he's done with the space level, this one takes place under the bed. And it's all slimy and gross, and there are dust bunnies and socks everywhere. And instead of that glowing energy orb, he throws pillows, which have little feathers that jump out at you. Whoops, that was dumb. In the background, we can see all manner of sports equipment and toys and such. Because Bobby's a young boy, and young boys don't like to keep their rooms clean. I don't know what those things are, like old sandwiches or something. This time you can use the stuffed spider as, I don't know, like a rope. What else can you do? There we go. Yes, you can climb onto those bars there. I don't know what that thing is. I think it's a pile of dirty laundry. It reminds me I have to do laundry. I believe that's an extra life there. Those look like mosquitoes wearing sleeping caps or something. Again, this is all pretty basic as platformers go, but I still like it. The control is tight and responsive, the difficulty is balanced. It's a little on the easy side, but when you take into account that it's meant for children, it's just right. I like that you can climb up when you start to... Oh, well, if you know what you're doing, you can climb up when you start to fall. I like the music, I like the graphics and animations. All around, I think this is a pretty solid game. And that's kind of rare for a game based on a children's TV show. Ugh, I don't trust holding on to these things. Okay. You press the grab button again to let go. That's where I was going wrong before. There's the cloud of dirty laundry again. It's very easy for platforming action games to go wrong if the control is broken or unresponsive. Here's another kind of shooter level. The other day I was messing around with one of the Chester Cheetah games for, I don't know if it was the Super Nintendo or the Genesis, but I wasn't even going to do a video of that one. It was so lame. I just didn't like the way he controlled. I really needed that heart too. I think this is meant to take place within the bed. Beds do collect a lot of dust. And I've heard that if you could see at the microscopic level, it would be full of dust mites. Scary stuff. However, the rumor, or the urban legend, or whatever you want to call it, that the weight of a mattress doubles every Is it 7 years? That has been proven false. I mean, yes, we do all shed skin cells, but not at that rate. So that level there didn't even have a boss. And now we have an underwater level. So those things there hurt you. The projectile now looks like a bubble. And you can use the spider as a boomerang. And everything else can hurt you pretty much. The clams bounce you up. Oh. I don't even know what that thing is. Like the manta rays, though. I keep forgetting those things aren't just part of the background. Whoops. Honestly, I haven't really been paying attention to what the cookies and lollipops do. I don't know if a certain number of them gives you extra life, or if if they just refill your health. Let's see, I'm guessing I don't want to jump on that. Having flashbacks of The Little Mermaid for the original Nintendo. That was a pretty solid game. A lot of the Capcom Disney games were really good. I want that cookie. Okay, so the cookie gives you one more heart. Oh, really now? Not sure what that thing is. Doesn't look happy, though. Could really go for a double jump or something right about now. Let's see. Okay. Thank you. I see the game is pretty generous with the extra lives, which again is okay for a kid's game. I don't know if those are statues or what, but they seem kind of unbeatable. Oh. Okay then, I think that is sufficient to give you a look at what this game is like. Again, this is Bobby's World on the Super Nintendo. I think it's really good, actually. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. I like the little animation when he gets bored there. Yeah, this looks and plays pretty well. I think it's pretty decent for what it is. You know, just a typical sort of child-oriented action platformer. Thank you very much for watching.